Good morning and thanks for getting up with us as you kick off your Sunday. It is currently 6 in the morning. I'm Alma McCarty alongside Corey Johnson. Good morning, Corey.
Yeah, good morning, Alma. Weather-wise, it was beautiful yesterday, at least in the afternoon hours. We started off a bit cloudy. And honestly, today it's going to be more of the same. The only difference is the cloud cover, it's going to burn off even earlier. So here's a live look from our downtown Portland camera. You can see the cloud cover overhead right now, sitting at about 62 degrees, a nice breeze out there. We're still 12 minutes away from sunrise, so we'll get to see that later on in the show. But the temperatures right now sitting in the upper 50s, low 60s in most spots, 61 in Vancouver, the same for Beaverton, 59 right now over in Hillsborough. And out in Sherwood, our Chehalem tasting room camera looks like some low-hanging fog in wine country right now. Also have the thicker cloud deck out there currently and in the low 60s. Your hour-by-hour temperatures were steadily going to creep up again to the 70s by the time we hit the early afternoon, looking at low 80s for our highs across the Willamette Valley, upper 60s near the coast. And here's Futurecast really showing you the cloud cover spilling away. By the time we hit the later part of the morning, early afternoon, you can see lots of sun going to be had today. So make sure you get outside and enjoy it. It's going to be rather comfortable. We'll break down your next 7 days ahead coming up.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Corey. All right, we start this half hour in southern Oregon. That is where people gathered to honor the firefighter killed while helping fight the Wright Springs fire in Klamath County. Jason Ensign was trapped by fast-moving flames while trying to build a dozer line along the fire's perimeter. Flags were flown as half-staff across the state on Friday to honor Ensign. As part of the service, a procession of first responder vehicles drove to the site. There, people gathered to honor both his service to others and his love of his family.
The friends and the family, co-workers who have all joined here today to honor Jason's life. I've learned a few things about him this week. He had a soft heart. He was a very kind person.
According to the National Interagency Fire Center, the Wright Springs fire is 47% contained and has burned about 53,000 acres. In Central Oregon, officials say firefighters have turned the corner on one of the state's largest wildfires, the Roe Creek Complex. The complex is 89% contained, with no forward progression being reported along the perimeter. It's burned more than 373,000 acres. Crews are working to secure the edge and mop up hotspots in effort to secure full containment. And closer to us, crews are making progress on containing the grasshopper fire burning in southeast of Mount Hood. Looking at the current evacuation map, the Elk Mountain zone has been downgraded to level 2, be set. Cooper Spur South now at level 1, be ready. Badger Creek is still in level 3, go now. The wildfire is 30% contained and has burned nearly 87,000 acres. 6 homes, officials say, have been destroyed. Favorable weather conditions will help crews secure fire lines, but officials warned that people could see increased smoke this weekend. Now back here in Portland, 1 person is dead and 2 others injured after a shooting early Saturday morning in southeast Portland. It happened near the base of the Tilcomb Crossing Bridge. Kyle Aboshi takes us to the scene.
One of Portland's most popular weekend routes for runners and cyclists interrupted.
You can't get through here. It's all congested.
By a sprawling crime scene near the base of the Tilcomb Crossing Bridge in southeast Portland.
I mean, we were going to come down over there, and then there was police tape. And then when we come up this way, there's more police tape. And then we come even further, there's more police tape.
Dozens of yellow evidence markers dotted the street as investigators pieced together an overnight shooting in the area of Southeast Water Avenue and Carruthers.
It happened so fast that I didn't know what was going on, honestly.
Witnesses say gunfire broke out about 2:45 a.m.
It was at least 10 shots.
A group of young people were in the area for an impromptu dance party.
It's always a lot of fun down here. There's DJs and stuff, and it's always a fun time, people dancing and stuff, and then this happens, and it's kind of, yeah, it definitely ruins it for everybody.
At this point, it's not clear what motivated the shooting.
You got to think that maybe it was some sort of drug deal gone wrong or something, or just something, because there was no yelling, there was just the gunshots.
Medics transported 1 patient with a gunshot wound. Police say it was non-life threatening.
Coming code 3 with a 20-year-old GSW to the upper left chest.
A private vehicle rushed another patient to the hospital. Investigators say a third victim turned up dead at a gas station a mile and a half away.
When I came over here, the first thing I saw was just cop cars and a body laying.
This early morning shooting cost one person their life and left a web of crime tape across a busy section of inner southeast Portland.
Kyle Aboshi reporting there. Now, the Clark County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly shooting and has a person in custody. It happened early Saturday morning at Hawkinson Meadows Park in Brush Prairie. First responders arrived to find an 18-year-old man with a gunshot wound to the chest. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say there was a group of people in the park when a gun went off. They arrested 18-year-old James Gill, who knows the victim, they say, and booked him on manslaughter charges. He'll be in court on Monday. Also in Clark County, nearly a dozen people have been forced out of their home after it caught fire on Saturday. It happened around 2:30 on Northeast 99th near 165th Avenue in Vancouver. People living in the home reported smoke coming from somewhere, and firefighters would later find it was coming from the basement. Multiple crews worked to put out the fire before it spread to the home's infrastructure. The Red Cross is helping the people displaced. And this morning, we've got more details about the city's plans to bring down the Centennial Mills building. The demolition is now scheduled to start on Monday. The city will send a text message alert to people living and working in the area about an hour before demolition begins. Then contractors will fully clear the area within 300 feet of Centennial Mills. Sirens will sound off 3 minutes and then 1 minute before the blasts. Because of lead and asbestos in the building, the city says you should stay inside during the demolition until the dust clears. Up in Clark County, a new military contract is helping bring money and new jobs to the local economy. Harley Coldiron takes us to Vancouver for more on a massive project and $1 billion deal.
These are good jobs. These are high-paying jobs.
A new chapter for the U.S. Army and a big investment in the Pacific Northwest. The Army and Vigor Marine Group unveiled their new maneuver support vessel Tuesday. It's a 120-foot military workhorse built to move heavy equipment where traditional vessels can't. The MSV can carry up to 82 tons and travel more than 30 knots when unloaded.
Will provide better watercraft for operating in these intercoastal areas, rivers, inland waterways, and in anti-access, anti-denial environments.
It's essentially a high-speed military ferry designed to carry tanks, armored vehicles, and equipment from larger ships directly onto beaches and shallow waterways. And despite its massive size, it only needs a crew of 8 to operate.
She sits no lower than 4.5 feet in the water, and that's remarkable.
The U.S. Army awarded Vigor Marine Group the $1 billion contract back in 2017. And this isn't just one new boat.
This is the second of their many 14 boats that they're crafting here in Vancouver.
3 more are already under construction, with new vessels expected to replace the Army's Vietnam-era landing craft.
The MSVL is slated to replace decades-old technology and equip the U.S. Army with state-of-the-art capabilities that make them safer and more effective.
And the military contract is also having an impact well beyond the water. More than 200 highly skilled, high-paying jobs are tied to the project.
We're creating an incredible opportunity in building the economy of Vancouver and Clark County and Portland, because many of the workers are coming from Portland.
Now, not only does this project employ a lot of people, more than 40 vendors from across our area are also being used to build these vessels. It's all part of a larger shift in how the Army thinks about moving forces and giving soldiers more tools. This weekend, visitors are finally getting a look inside the brand new Belmont Library in Southeast Portland. The new building more than doubles the library in size, while also keeping the old space, a brick building dating back to 1924. Among the new features, a kids' room, a teen space, modern self-checkout systems, and more.
This library is very special, both because it's a milestone in completing the last major project of the overall Library Capital Bond program on time, on schedule, on budget. So it's a big, big deal, but it's also a really big deal for the Belmont community.
Officials say this library is one of the busiest in the entire county, yet before construction had one of the smallest footprints. Still to come on Sunrise, some shoppers are getting a very unexpected bargain as wine prices are falling, but that might not be a good thing. Why the industry is struggling and what it could mean for your next bottle.